Hello, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for more Kubera, picking up with the most recent chapter, 420. Good number, that. Anyway, let's jump right into it. Because you're here by my side, and not leaving me be alone. To be alone. Fuck, I can already not read. And not leaving me to be alone. I like you, Yuta. I like you. I really like you. A lot. I know. Right, sure. Of course you'd know. I wasn't expecting a huge reaction or anything, but still. Knowing I have to hide our feelings and keep our distance. He even said his appetite for me wasn't really there anymore. Wait, could that be it? Because his appetite was what sparked his interest in me to begin with? So then, no appetite means no love for him? No, that can't be it. He's still helping me all the same. It's just, things are serious right now, so it's not the best time to get sentimental. That's all. Let me not overthink it. The way you can cross over to the Abyss, is that a new Transcendental you acquired when you developed to the next stage? It seemed different from the Crescent Gate. I mean, this is the Taraka Stronghold, so it doesn't surprise me, but you said you'd be categorized as a Garuda now, right? Don't let your guard down. All the Tarakas were simultaneously resurrected when the coronation took place. They'll all come at you at their king's command, regardless of their appetite. So try to stay alert. You need to wield all of Ananta's power to get through. The easier way would be to give up that very power. As I already suggested, a more powerful future awaits you, should you choose to give up Ananta. And the only thing that concerns those Tarakas right now is Ananta. So they'll stop coming for you if you give up that name and pick up the Sword of Return. To me, that's your best bet. Okay. Alright, Leez. Priorities, perhaps? Kubera, One Last Guard, Season 3, Episode 420. Finale 22. But I won't be able to do this with you if I choose the Sword of Return, right? Then it's better this way. To me, fighting against a swarm of Taraka is nothing new. I know you said I'll have limitations if I choose Ananta, but I'll get to be closer to you as a trade-off. Yuta, say something. This is really embarrassing for some reason. Have you ever seen Leez get this worked up? Oh, that's so cute. That's adorable. Maybe because it's the first time I didn't get bitten after a kiss. You know, I really thought kissing you was only possible in my dreams. There they are. Perfect. I'll wear them myself this time. Watch me, Yuta. I'll show you why my call was the right call. That's a bit awkward. I'd have probably gone show you why my call was the right choice. Just to make the sentence flow smoother. What is it with localizers and translators just not being very good at their jobs? Anyhow, moving on. People whose job is to make words and sentences flow nicely and get the point across are incapable of doing that. Have they mostly got Hava, aside from the Garudas that became independent? Then Makara could show up again. Who the hell is that? Who's this? And there's you're there, but I don't really care about that. What the fuck? Fire Goat? What the? They're every drink Kinara too? But I don't get it. Why would they follow the king of the Tarakas? On the bright side, none are using the eye for some reason. The power you have now might be enough to win against those Taraka. But Leez, they're not your ultimate enemy. The longer you take to make your choice, the less time you'll have to awaken your true power. The more you stay close to me and rely on me in the meantime, the harder your final battle will be. What? How is the spear so potent just from a basic attack? It wiped out a huge swarm of Sura and destroyed a chunk of the terrain? But how? The terrain here should be just as hard as the one in the Sura realm. Or maybe since the Abyss is connected to the Sura realm, Ananta's power comes through more strongly here than the human realm? If that's the case, This place might actually be safer than the human realm. Yuta, did you see that? This is what I can do. He's gone? Again? Without a word. Just like the last time. Yuta, what is it? What are you not telling me? Even then, you tried to talk me into choosing the sort of return of Renata's power. And yet... I don't get it. Isn't it better for you that I stay this way? If I do as you say, we could no longer be this close to each other, and I might even become a threat to you. So why? You disappeared on me without giving me a reason why. You did it again just now. I wanted to show you I was doing fine with Renata's power, but you're gone. Why, Yuta? Keeping Renata's power will allow me to be close to you. So why are you so against it? Yuta, where are you? You're hiding nearby, right? Don't do that just to dodge my questions. I mean, I can't even go back to the human realm without your help. That's probably why. Ananta Leez. You. And I see you end up choosing Terrakification so you can come back. Asha. Well, I mean... It was about, you know... She wasn't gonna stay out of the story for too long, was she? Right. Blog post time. Season 3, episode 420, finale 22. What do you know? Leez hadn't heard Yuta's monologue at the end of the last episode whatsoever, after all. My boyfriend keeps saying things I can't understand. I intend to use a similar conversation for the kiss scene as in episode 140 of season 2. This is the result from back then. If it's a Vritra, you ask if that nasty is of the Vritra clan, and yes, that is correct. However, they're clearly not normal at first glance, and are in a state where it can't exert their original power. Yeah, not gonna lie, I thought it was like Alhava. It looked more like sea serpent-like than dragon. I mean, the face is definitely dragon, but I don't know. Big sis is here. That's not what I call Asha. Asha is actually the younger sister now. Not to mention Leez, the situation turned into one where even standing next to Yuta still looks like the younger sibling. I was thinking that it would be better for me to take a break for a week since something that's a little upsetting happened. Oh, hope you're doing okay, Curry. But I'm also wondering if the timing is a bit awkward given the plot development. I'll announce it once the decision is made. Thank you for always reading. I don't think anybody with sense would complain if you took a week off because of stuff going on in your personal life. And if they do, fuck them. Like, high key, just fuck them. Right, well, I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff to think about here. Why is Yuta so vehement on Leez giving up Ananta's power for the Sword of Return? Well, it's probably so she can kill him in the future. Obviously, that's gonna be it. But even in the short term, do we think Ananta's power is gonna be more useful for dealing with Asha, or the Sword of Return would be? And what does he mean by awakening her true power? I assume Time Leez stuff, right? I assume that's what that means. But surely Time Leez would have been Ananta, not the Sword of Return. I know the Sword of Return does allow you to travel through time, but again, we've seen Time Leez with the Sword of Return, so I suppose it is leaning that way. But the whole thing of, like, Ananta can do time stuff, right? So far, Leez hasn't been able to use the going back in time of Ananta's powers. She's only been able to stop time, like the Sura magic. But surely she'd be able to do that if she eventually got all of Ananta's power, right? Because right now it's split. It's a little segmented. There's a possibility that Lila is in Ananta's corpse. Asha's around and she probably has some of the power given her appearance, right? So, if we deal with all the rogue elements, surely Leez would actually have more power with Ananta than using the Sword of Return. However, in the situation of if she's got to kill Yuta, without anything to stop his regeneration, which will probably be even better than it has been, you're going to need the Sword of Return. And the Sword of Return also gives you the ability to do timey-wimey stuff, so it probably is just objectively better in the long run. But in the short term, obviously, Ananta is a bigger power boost now than later. But the Sword Return does also give you the ability to use Kubera magic, right? The boots work, the bracelet works, right? So there are some that both have ups and downs. And in the short term, it definitely seems significantly better to use Ananta's power. I don't disagree with her choice in the short term. But ideally, looking at the long term, Yuta is most certainly right. I mean, of course he can be right. Let's be real. This is going to be a tragic romance, isn't it? Right, but anyhow, I hope you've all enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, sub, notification bell, usual YouTube stuff. And with that out of the way, I'll take time for the video. Bye now.